Whew, it's only 104 out here. A little hot, just a little bit. So we're gonna try to get this wrapped up. Oh, good, it breeze. Thank you, Jesus. Don't turn my page. I'll forget where I'm at. So here's my vlog. My name's Kristen Bias, and I'm coming to you from Bridgeport, Texas. And I'm here tonight to talk with you guys of my first ever vlog. And one of the things that has been bothering me, and I have been banging my head up against the wall for the last 2 days trying to find a story. I have more than 2 hours worth of footage of me driving around. I can't take my camera into work with me, so I've been taking it to work. I've been talking in the break room. I've been taking it off to go get lunch and come back, and then once I get done, I put it in the car and then we go get Stephanie. And I have been racking my brain trying to figure out what is the story of my life. I don't think I have a really exciting life. I sit down, I'm eating my lunch, and I look up and there's this chair in the lunchroom at work, and it's got a napkin over it, and it's in a marker. It has the word broken over it, and it just spoke to me. That word broken just spoke to me. I have a new cat, Arya, Arya. Yes, I named her after the character on Game of Thrones. When I first got her, and when I first named her, it was because she kept staring at me and just had these really piercing eyes, and that's what made me go ahead and name her Arya. But when I first got her, it was a Monday. I had just gotten some bad news at work. I was ticked off. I was mad. I had to go to lunch. I didn't want to come back to work. I was done. And I left the office. I was working at a different location at the time. And I left, and I went through this one intersection, got to the next intersection, and I was trying to turn left, and there were 3 cars. One that drove past me really fast, one that took its time and then kind of steered around and then went past me, and one that just crept along. And I noticed right in front of them was this teeny tiny little kitten, and her mouth was open. She was panting, she was thirsty. I mean, it was 100 degrees. It's July in Texas. And she walks out into the middle of this intersection and just laid down and just gave up. Like, that's it, I'm done, run me over, I'm done. And it sounds stupid, but in that split second, I connected with that animal because I wanted, just run me over. It was a bad morning, I'd had a bad day, and I was done. I was broken. So I want to share with you the definition of broken. I've got some notes. This is according to Webster's dictionary. The simple definition of broken is separated into parts or pieces by being hit or damaged and not working properly. That's the definition of broken. Now the full definition, this is where you really get into it. You ready for this? Full definition of broken is violently separated into parts, shattered, damaged or altered, having undergone or been subjected to fracture, such as a broken leg, broken arm, being irregular, interrupted, or full of obstacles, violated by transgression, discontinuous, interrupted, disrupted by change, made weak or infirm, subdued, completely crushed, sorrowful, bankrupt, reduced in rank, cut off, disconnected, imperfectly spoken or written, such as broken English, not complete or full or disunited. Those words all describe broken. And how many of us can say that we felt broken like that? Okay, so I want you to think about this story, okay? An old preacher back in the day from Philadelphia comes from Philadelphia to Texas to preach and to share the gospel with all the cowboys, okay? And I'm not talking the football team, I'm talking cowboys back in the day. And he'd share the gospel with them, and they'd get saved, and they'd be like, "Preacher, what can we give you?" And in the story, he told them, "I need a horse. I'm wanting to move my family out here. I have a wife and children, and I need horses. I need a horse. And so this cowboy goes, well, I'll take you to my corral. I want you to pick a horse. And so he takes him over there, and he finds this horse, but it's still green. It's not been broke yet. It can't be ridden. Okay? So the preacher says, I want to get this one, but my kids need to be able to ride him. Well, that's okay, preacher. I'll break him for you. So some time goes on. They get back together, and okay, pastor, preacher, here's your horse. He's been broken. He's ready to be ridden. So the preacher goes over to the right side of the horse to mount the horse so he can ride him. And the cowboy goes, no. Preacher, he's only broken from the left. You can only mount this horse from the left. You can't get on him from the right. And the preacher says, well, what good is a half-broke horse? My kids and I, we need to be able to get on this horse from either side. I can't have something that's half broken. We always use the term, is the glass half empty or is it half full? I want you to start thinking about it differently. Is it half broken? Because when things are completely broke is when God can finally work. That's all the time for today. Stay tuned. You'll have the remaining part of Broken by the end of the week.